Welcome one, welcome all. I am Bridger, and today we are jumping back in to the ambitious Margrave. I am playing as Brandenburg in this scenario. I am going up against Austria bot and Denmark bot, with France bot waiting in the wings. Current situation, Denmark bot and Austria bot are at war because Denmark bot declared war on Pomerania, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire, and the Emperor, currently Austria, was not very happy about that. Meanwhile, Brandenburg has been slowly expanding to grab pieces of Prussia, pieces of Pomerania, and maybe next time pieces of Lower Saxony. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the designer of the game was kind enough to point out that I had missed a couple of things. Eivind Vetlesen, I hope I didn't butcher that too badly, pointed out that there were 2 milestones that I missed, giving the bots the extra bot power for completing the milestone. Normally, a human player would get this reward. The bots also got that reward. And there was also a situation where I traded in Saxony, and Austria bot should have gotten an extra 2 bot power. I didn't go back and check that one, but I take them at their word. So thank you for pointing that out, and I will hopefully get all of these things right this time. Hello, Richard. Welcome. So, and Dragon on Twitch, welcome as well. All right, so with that all having been said, I did give the bots some compensation for their time, and who is going to be first but me, and I have to now kind of decide my way forward. So I have quite a lot of diplomatic power, a small amount of military power. I was thinking of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I was thinking I was going to have to do something special in order to gain this, but I think I immediately have 8 monarch power of 1 type. That's beautiful. I didn't realize I'd already gained it. Unfortunately, I only get the second place 3 points. You know what? I'll take it. Keeps me in contention. And let's not forget, I get the 2 free administrative power. I am kind of fully on set for a rampage, so to speak. Or for a research page, I've got lots of monarch power, is what I'm trying to say. So now I've got to decide some things about my goals for this round 3. But first we get to look at the next 3 events, one of which is an Austria event, the Italian Wars. Austria gains 3 military power and a claim in each of these areas with French towns or vassals. In this case, I think we can probably include the French DNPR. Where was that here? Lombardy, Central Italy, and Venetia. But France has none there. Theoretically, by this point, I guess a French player would have been expanding into those areas. Or East Tension Austria loses 1, but gains 2 in one of these areas. I can't remember what the normal rule is for bots. Do they always choose A or do they always choose B? Pick option A when not the active player. So the bot would pick action A to gain a bunch of free bot power, and I think the rest of this would have no effect because France is not there. So it would just be 3 free bot power for Austria if they wind up picking their own event. Burgundian succession crisis. All players of the royal marriage in Burgundy may place a claim in 2 areas with Burgundian provinces. I could try to get some royal marriage with Burgundy before this triggers. Then unless you are France, you may pay 3 to gain towns in all remaining Burgundian provinces as vassals. Huh. The fact that France isn't actually in the game makes this tricky, because it seems like if I could just get a royal marriage with Burgundy, I'd basically inherit all Burgundy. That's kind of scary. We're going to probably avoid doing that, though, because I think getting a royal marriage with them would be very... No, I could get some influence here, and then if I draw the right card... I think we will consider France to be the DNPR here, and we will assume that the DNPR just gets the towns in those areas at the very least. Burgundian succession crisis. That's tricky. And then this can just start a disputed succession. You can only pick an independent realm with 1 or more marriages on it, and then you flip it back. This is kind of an interesting way to pick a fight that normally wars in this game don't get you a lot of prestige. This is a way that you can pick a fight with someone who also has a royal marriage with the same NPR that you do, and you get to fight them, and at the end, you'll get to gain 3 prestige if you, like, win the war, and they lose 3 prestige. Whereas really the only way you can gain prestige from winning a war normally is a humiliation thing, which requires you to take their capital. This can just fight over a third party and let you gain prestige. So that's kind of nice. But I don't see how I could necessarily use it even if I had a royal marriage somewhere. So now we have to decide, is it worth trying to get a royal marriage with Burgundy, which would require us to first get an alliance there. Then it would require us to get a royal marriage there, and then we would have to take this card, all before the bots took the cards. That seems possible. And what would I get out of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 towns. That is a really large amount of expansion, if I could do it. What do you guys think? Should we go for it? Let's consider the other things that'll get us prestige. I did get this one already, that's right. Acquire subjects. Have 4 or more vassals on the board. I was considering doing that with Bohemia. I was going to try to vassalize Bohemia. They seem like a very useful one to have as a vassal, because if you actually conquer them completely, they're not an elector anymore. But if you can get them as a vassal, they can still participate and help. At the very least, I should get them as an ally as soon as I can. Win a battle against 3 or more units. I can do that as well this turn, because I was thinking I might attack 3 of the provinces in this Lower Saxony region. Lower Saxony does not have any elector areas, so I'm safe to take over the entire thing over time if I wanted to. So that was kind of my consideration. I was going to try to use diplomatic power here and military power up here to expand. And let's take a look at what's in the top of the pile here. Is there even the option for a royal marriage in easy reach? No. So there's no royal marriages in the top 5 of the pile. I would have to pull blindly and hope to get it. You know, I think I'll try. I want to get 1 admin card. I actually haven't taken my correct color here, because I do have a new alliance card. Oh, this will help me get the alliance. Well, no, this steals an alliance from another player, essentially. So it's more expensive to use than a normal alliance, it looks like. So we're going to do 1 admin for sure, and we can look at it. Revolutionary ideas. I like that. Then I'm going to take 1 and hope for a royal marriage. I got another new alliance. Son of a gun. Do I take another diplomacy and hope for it? I think we do. Subjugate. All right. Well, subjugate is good. It could help me get the Bohemia situation I was trying to get. One of these new alliances can be useful for removing this pesky influence in Bohemia. So I would be able to remove that, and I'd be able to place 2 of my own in there, and then I would immediately get a free alliance, essentially. And that would allow me to eventually vassalize them. And if I got another diplomatic power in Silesia as well, then I could take them as part of it, as a vassal as well. So that would help me satisfy acquire subjects. The victorious in battle would be a different thing. So now that I've got my cards, the next step is I've got to pay for cards I want to keep. Subjugate I want to keep. I think I don't need to keep the second new alliance card, because I could use it to try to get a royal marriage to do the Burgundian thing, but I have a good set of cards that I want to use. I don't want to risk it on a blind grab and then not have the ability to do my current plan. So I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4. The funds are dwindling to keep the 2 cards that I bought. Now we have to pick up or replace missions. So I'm trying to remember which of these I've already done. It was expand the nation. This is complete on the right. This is incomplete on the left. So Rhineland, Westphalia, Saxony, Brandenburg, Bohemia must have the most or own all the provinces in the area. So currently that's true of Brandenburg and Westphalia. So a very simple increase in Bohemia will have me trigger that immediately, which is good. And now what are our new options? It's these three. So have a royal marriage and an alliance with another realm in the HRE. We don't have a royal marriage card, so I'm going to hold off on that. That should be easy enough to get later. Own or vassalize 2 provinces in Prussia or Poland, Wielkopolska, and have a manpower of 6 or more. Well, that is going to be an automatic, immediate. Nope, I only have a manpower of 4. That is not going to be an immediate effect. Own 2 provinces in an area that was not adjacent to your realm at the start of the game. That would have been great if I could have gotten the Brandenburg thing. This appears to be the most possible because I expect to have 6 or more manpower at the end of this, especially if I can control electors. That'll give me a free manpower. But right now we're looking at 3, 4 manpower. We're just not that strong yet. Okay, so we've chosen our missions. We're ready to start, and now we have our actual... we have to actually determine what we're going to do. Oh, boy. Okay. So which tack do we take first? I think the diplomatic one is the first one. If you go to war early and spend all your military power, and then Denmark bot declares war on you, you're not going to be a happy camper. Now, they're at war with Austria, so I don't think it's possible for them to declare war on me. But I'm going to do best practices anyway. That having been said, let's use this new alliance card. It's going to cost me... I don't have a spy network in play, so it's going to cost me 4 and 2. Ugh. So there's my 4. That's brutal. All right, and then I remove 2 influence from the area, which is just this one Austria one, and then I get to add 2 to Bohemia. And now I believe I immediately satisfy that mission control electors. In 3 of these places, I have to have the most influence or own all the provinces. And I do so in Brandenburg, Bohemia, and Westphalia. And I do that in Westphalia because the emperor lost some influence there last time from the imperial influence. So I can immediately increase imperial authority, no, or I can gain 1 extra bonus manpower, which I will. And this is just a permanent boost to my overall manpower. Now, I don't know... Do I immediately gain a manpower to my... I don't think I immediately gain it to my available when I gain one of these tokens. But I'm going to have to find out. There's 6 possibilities here. I know what I'm looking for. Okay, here it is. Manpower is the maximum number. Manpower values may be modified by ideas or increased manpower. This is indicated by placing a token on the reserve. Player mats can have manpower reserves that hold available and exhausted units. When manpower increases, add more units from your supply to the available area. When it decreases, move units back to your supply. Changes to manpower are applied. It appears to... Okay, so... It's saying what it increases or decreases, but it only applies to during step 5. So I don't think we get the manpower right now. Oops. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little bit to make that trigger. But we get our alliance with Bohemia. Ta-da! Thank you, Bohemia. And that's the end of that card. Now, as long as Austria doesn't get a diplomacy result, I can finish filling Bohemia with blue cubes before Austria does. Oh boy, that just occurred to me. You know what? Let's not do this card yet. We're going to take it back. No, we'll just stick it with what we did. It's not going to matter either way, because it just occurred to me I could save the new alliance and use it to remove their cubes later. If we get that unlucky, I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Austria would have added at least 2 more cubes there, and then the new alliance wouldn't save me. So we're just going to have to hope that they do something else. So Austria bot is not under attack. Their army is on the map, but it cannot siege. Where is their army? It's over here. So we go straight to pull a bot card, I believe. Not diplomacy, not diplomacy. Oh, it's diplomacy. but because they're at war, it's actually a military. Whew. All right, I will have time after all. So the military for Austria, are they at war? Yes. Select enemy realm with the greatest strength is Denmark. What about Austria's army? It's full up, so it's not going to need to add any more. Armies on the map board, yes. Check for maximum army capacity. From here, they're actually stuck, right? Their maximum army capacity is 3, I believe, because they don't have a chain of owned provinces back to their capital. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the case. So 5, just units availability based on army capacity. This is the first time I've actually had a bot walk that far outside of its area, so I apologize. It's going to slow me down just a little bit here. I want to confirm that I'm remembering correctly. So a land connection is a continuous chain of bots' towns that are adjacent by land. To me, that means they would have to have a town here or a town here in order to get a chain back to their capital. But because they don't, then they don't have... so their military capacity for the area is 3. Oh, plus 3. Okay. So they get 1 for this town, and then they get an additional 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark 4 of these 8 are not available. They're laying down. Right. Even though I can't get this one to lay down. Whatever, it's upside down. Works for me. Okay, so check military capacity. Can siege in current area? No. Hostile units in or area less than or equal to 2 spaces away. No. Can place a ship that would change this? No. Move up to 4 spaces to an area that's non-hostile closest to enemy. So I guess he's just going to march into Saxony. That's all he's going to do. All right, next up, that was a very expensive 3 bot power just to do that and then end the turn. But the other thing is that this war, whoever is aggressing is going to walk away from their support strength and then just become weak and fight the other player while they're weak, which is a little weird. So anyway, what is Denmark bot going to do? Denmark bot's going to do the same thing. He's going to be pulling... Oh, you know what? Oh, I finally realized it. I didn't redo these bot decks last time. We're going to play that as it lies. But what we should be doing is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these are out of the game permanently. And then we pulled this one. All right, fix this one as well. The idea needs to go back in. Oops, did I pull all of them? Let's see. I'm trying to pull. There we go. So 3, reshuffle that, and then these, oops. Pull the whole thing, drop it there. Okay, because the events that get, that are not part of the half that's chosen get put out until the end of the round. Okay, so we've got Kalmar bot here who's pulling fresh, and they get an unrest, but if at war, they do a focus action. No. Yes? That's not right. Oh, the focus is on war. Duh. But the unrest action comes first. So, let's see. Unrest action. Own any provinces with unrest. I think the answer is definitely yes. Remove unrest from 2 provinces and then end turn. Easy enough. So they are definitely going to remove unrest from the provinces that are vassals here. All right, it's back around to me. So I did manage to make it. So I'm going to spend 1 diplomatic power to add this into Bohemia. And then I'm going to spend 3 ducats. Don't have 3 ducats. Let's spend 2 diplomatic power. All right. Now, I could add more influence elsewhere, but I don't really need to. That's just going to be the end of my turn. I can then subjugate Bohemia on the next turn, except, oh no, I don't have a big enough base tax for that. No, whatever. The important thing is I got the alliance and I got the influence locked in so that Austria bot can't easily put it there. But my base tax is 8. Oh, maybe I do have enough. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, actually, I'm going to put one more influence out on the board in Silesia so that when I subjugate, I can take all of these as vassals. Huzzah! That's the plan. Rule the world. Okay, back to Austria. And I forgot to do this. Jesus, I'm terrible at remembering the specifics of these bots. All right, back to Austria. They are probably going to press their attack if they pull another military card. Here we go. It's a spy card, and it costs them 2 bot power. So the spy action down here, at war with opponent, yes, select an opponent. Do they have 3 or more unrest? Yes, they do. Then opponent must roll rebel dice. They've incited rebels in this area, so they have 4 unrest. So here's unrest for Denmark bot. They lose 2 unrest, but they also lose 1 bot power. Okay, and the unrest they would choose to lose is probably not the ones with their army. That's actually a better place to have unrest, because you can fight it if the unrest pops into a rebellion. Did you spend bot power for Denmark's unrest action? I did. I remembered after the fact. Thank you, Eric. You may be a bit behind, but I did forget, and then I remembered. That's why they have 1 here. So I spent the unrest action, and then it ends turn. So now we're on to Austria, or Denmark bot. Jesus, I can't keep this straight. Military costs 1, and it causes a card to go over here. And now we resolve the military action. So at war, select enemies and run with greater strengths. Okay, so they're probably going to recruit here. Army size is greater than or equal to target strength. The target strength for Austria is 8, so the answer is no. Do they have 4 bot power and more manpower? Yes, they spend 2 bot power to recruit the rest of their army in this case. Which is actually huge. Denmark bot actually might beat Austria bot. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So now that they've recruited, they go back over here. It's still not bigger. They go to army map on the board. Yes, their maximum army capacity is satisfied because they have a chain back to their capital. And so, can they siege in the current area? No. Hostile units or area less than or equal to 2 spaces away. The answer is actually yes this time. They can go stomping into here, but then again, they have to stop because it's neutral. Still, it appears to me that they will get to claim a maximum army capacity if they move again next turn, because army capacity is checked for the bots before they move. So if Denmark gets another military, it will stomp into here and fight a 10 versus 4 battle. But I've seen crazier things happen. So it did its move army to enemy area in range, but it had to stop. So then it triggers battle no, and it ends its turn. So then it comes over to me, and this is where I think I can play the subjugate. So let's check all the requirements. I do not have a royal marriage. Oh, I don't have a royal marriage. So I think actually I can't play this because my base tax is not twice that of the target realm. So I got to wait until I get a royal marriage to finish the situation with Bohemia. But I'm set up to do it eventually. Soon. So meanwhile, I can consider a revolutionary idea. What here is good? Quest for the New World is a no. Cannons is kind of nice because your artillery units can also help you win the battles, and they can help you siege stuff down for much less, like for half as expensive as it normally would be in military power, which actually turns out to be a lot. Each tertio result that's good too. I think cannons is a good solid choice here. We're going to play Revolutionary Idea. It costs us 2 administrative power. And then research an idea at the cost of just 2 of the matching types. So instead of spending 5 military power, we only spend 2. And then we tag that we now have cannons. That gains us 2 prestige. Look at that. We're back in business. All right. Score 1 prestige extra if this idea has not been researched by an opponent. That is true. We're tied for first place. And it requires a stability of 0 or more, which I have. So that's the end of my turn. I'm going to need a military power to get an advisor here. He's got a good, Cicero's got a good military capacity. I mean, the other option I could do is, there was one of these that gave a bunch of free power. I guess I could declare a succession crisis. Never mind, I don't have a Rome marriage. I could do this, but it doesn't give me anything. See, I'm looking for one of these that gives me some military power. This one I can't choose because I don't have a royal marriage. Oh, well. Anyway, back to Austria. What are they going to do? Well, they're still not in, like, a defend mode. I think that's the... I have to keep checking this because I know I'm going to forget it. They're not under attack by enemies or rebels. Army is on a map and can siege. No. They have more bot power available, so they just pull a card. So the focus is war. They spend 1, and they get a focus on the war. Because convert, I'm going to triple check, but I believe convert does nothing for Austria because none of their areas have religious dissent. Yes, that's true. Denmark does have a couple areas with religious dissent, so we got to be careful. Denmark definitely would use a convert action. All right, so that is Austria's entire turn was just the focus action. Because they don't have 2, we put aside the card. That's a good reminder because they've used this. It's out for the round. Okay, over to Austria. A military. I think they're going for it. They're going after Austria. Big battle coming up here. Let's see if Austria can make it happen. So, ideas. Nope. The Austrian ideas are for naval battles. So no benefit there as far as I can tell. Oh, +1 when they're doing an influence action as well. Is that what I'm remembering correctly? There's, I want to make sure I get this right. Diplo ideas, naval battles, +1 artillery dice, and place 1 extra influence when taking a diplomacy action. So Austria bot, how does that implemented? Realm selection. I guess they just roll on their chart for diplomatic check. So I got to hope for not a 4 because that will have screwed up my entire plan. All right, so they went to a 1, which is a realm in Burgundy. Can they place in Burgundy from where they are? Yeah, they do have an influence here. So I guess they would place an influence in Burgundy. I guess that's how that works because I forgot to give them the free thing there. Okay. Anyway, we're back to Denmark is spending their military action here. So they're at war, select an enemy, blah, 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 blah. We come all the way down here. They've already got full strength. Check for maximum army capacity. Now, the way that this is described in the book, so I hope I'm doing this correctly, is that they need a land connection as a continuous chain of bots' towns that are adjacent by land. Well, right now, this area has towns adjacent, and then this area has towns adjacent, and that includes their capital. So the way I see this, they are able to take their maximum army capacity unlimited because they are adjacent to a place that is adjacent to their capital. They did not take the military action fully instead of the diplomatic one. They took a diplomatic action at the very beginning. Oh! You're right. They didn't take a diplomacy action at all. They took a military action. Give me that cube back. Thank you. There's so much to keep in your head, especially when you're trying to retcon things. All right. Thank you. So I corrected something that wasn't an actual issue. So anyway, now that I'm looking at this, it looks like they have their maximum army capacity. So we come back here. And can they siege in the current area? No. Hostile units or areas less than 2 spaces away? Yes. So move army to enemy area in range. Prefer largest enemy force. So they're going to battle in Saxony. The poor Saxons are like, not in our homeland. You're going to ruin it. Okay. So this is a bot battle. Again, bot on bot action. Only here, folks. So enemy is a PR? Yes. Bot is attacker? Yes. Facing multiple player realms? No. Bot is in main defender's realm. No. Human player may appoint a general. Oh, that's right. Defender can only appoint a free general if they're in their own realm, I guess. Anyway, account for military ideas. In this case, neither side has military ideas. So we go straight up to human player may play battle actions. But in this case, both bots will roll 5 infantry dice, assign casualties, and then bot has any units remaining. It will continue. Enemy retreats or has no units left. So this is just, bots never retreat. So this is just going to keep going in a circle until one side or the other is wiped out. So let's go ahead and find out. First, Austria's firing. And remember, it's only actually got 4 here. These are the 4 that it has. The rest are, in fact, not able to participate because they're too far away from their homeland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Austria's firing. It can get a maximum of 4 hits. It got 2 hits. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now Austria's firing back. It can get a maximum of 5. It also got 2. So, oh, I didn't put that in the right place. Go in there. Go. All right, so there's 2 active left for Austria. And Austria is now firing 5 on round number 2. And they got 1 hit. That's not going to be enough. And then Denmark's firing back. It only needs 2 hits to win the battle. And it got him. It got him. All right. So Austria bot reduced to, oops, that should be 4. Reduced to 4 that are lying down. They're not participating in the battle. They can't take hits. They're like raised, but they're back defending somewhere over there, essentially. The bot is very abstracted that way. Okay, so now we have to see what happens when enemy retreats or has no units left. Has no units left is correct. Resolving bot receives 1 bot power for winning the first battle. Congratulations, Denmark. And then end battle, which I believe is going to end turn as well. This is go to triggers battle, yes, land battle, then end turn. So that's bad news bears for the Austrians. Now, I don't quite know how this works. They cannot score hits on enemy, cannot be taken as casualties. Does the army stay here now, though? The army doesn't officially have no units in it. It has 4 units in it that are laid down. So I guess the army stays here, and the next time Austria does a check, it will raise 3 units to stand up because then its maximum army capacity is 3. So I guess that's the way that it works. So that was Denmark's turn. It's back to me. I just got cannons, which was good. I like cannons. Also, I like turtles. I think I'm going to trade because I'm going to need the money. Well, here's hoping. Trade is happening. 1, 2, 3. Not dies, no. Champagne, Vienna. I can trade in Vienna. And that's going to be where I am trading. So, Pizzoni, Regensburg, and Ulm. I don't think I have any of those. Regensburg is right there. Ulm is here. And Pozzeni is over here in Hungary. So, I don't get any bonus. I'm just going to get the lowest part in the totem pole here because I have a single merchant in Vienna. That gets me 5. That's better than nothing. The bot is also going to get to trade here. Let's not forget that. And when the bot trades, if it's in an inland node, all bots gain 2 if they also have at least 1 town adjacent to the selected node. So the bot will gain 2. So even though Denmark's been doing well, Austria bot has a lot more bot power remaining. It can raise a bigger army and come back and fight. Okay. So that was my trade. It was semi-successful. Now we go on to Austria bot, which now is in a situation. See, I don't think this can be here. I don't think two armies hostile armies can stay in the same area because this would trigger an immediate battle. So this must be gone after that battle. I have to imagine that's the case. It's just removed from the map. He still has 4 manpower. It just has to be placed back down on the board. That's got to be the way it works. Okay, so not defending because there's no Denmark units in Austria proper. So we flip, and they get unrest, 1 bot power, and flip one of these. And then we go ahead and find the unrest actions. And they don't own any. Austria has no provinces with unrest. Do they have less than 2 cores in play and can place a core? No, I think they have both their cores. Do they own all provinces in an eligible area where they can put more cores? The answer is no. These are the only 2 places they could put cores. So I think this goes to, yes, perform second action on card instead. So that means they are going to perform a focus, which means that they are going to gain a warfare milestone. Good for you, Austria. And that means they gain 2 bot power. Let's not forget it this time. Oh, I think I got this one, too. Have 4 or more. Oh, no, I didn't get my vassals. That's right. It didn't happen. I remember now that it didn't happen. Own provinces. And yeah, I got those 2. So these ones I'm still trying to get. I don't have the military power this turn to do what I want to do, I don't think. I want to raise some troops. I could declare war, raise troops at the same time, and then move in and attack. Maybe if I do a national focus, I can go in and take out, like, Hanover and Braunschweig. I forgot what that realm is. Do I have my little realm chart here? Handy-dandy realm chart? No, I got rid of it. Anyway, whatever that one is. So I did trade. Austria bot did focus, and they need prestige for it. 5 prestige for Austria bot. 12 to 17. Oh, thank you. I forgot to look. Instant effect. I did get a free cannon. Look at that. Now I don't have to raise it. That's useful. Now I only have to get an artillery or cavalry and a thing, and unfortunately I don't have the money for both. I could get 2 infantry and have a cannon, but no cavalry. It is what it is. Anyway, Austria did their focus. They're done. So Denmark is up. They are going to continue pulling cards. They get an idea, which is out of the game. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or out of the round, rather. Their idea action. Do they have cubes in any focus other than economic? Nope, they only have economic. Then they roll a die. Nope, not flip. Roll. Whee! A 4. On a 3 to 4, they get a diplomatic type. Any applicable ideas matching this focus type? Yes, pick the matching focus type. Tag the idea at the appropriate slot. And with a normal chit, score prestige as usual. Prefer unresearched ideas than random. So what do we say? It was diplomatic, right? So they get a diplomatic idea. In this case, they're going to do the quest for the New World, Denmark. You're a little late on that, but I guess you can have it. So 2 prestige for Denmark. Oops. There it is. And I think that is the end of their turn. They don't get anything for this. Unlike when they get a milestone, they get the bot power, but I don't think they get anything for ideas. They just get the prestige. So, yeah, and that goes end turn. So it's back around to me. Do I want to increase my stability? I kind of do. I'm going to spend 5. Well, the other option to spend 5 is to get another idea. Tolerance doesn't seem super useful right now. Colonize is no. So is the Inquisition. These administrative ideas suck. So we're going to spend all of these to increase our stability by 1. And that's going to be our whole turn. But it's going to get us 2 extra ducats at the end of this turn, so that's good. And a little buffer in case we get some negative events coming through here. Next up is Austria. Yes, I left myself 1 admin power. I'm going to refocus over here, and then I'm going to do some cool military stuff. Austria is still not under attack, so they pull. They get a naval result, which might get me some money, you know? And it costs them 1 bot power. And we flip a card, which could be a royal marriage. And that's counter-espionage. Got to keep an eye on that, though, for the future. Okay, so their naval is probably going to be a trade. So Austria, naval. Hostile sea zone adjacent to bots ports, no. Any sea zone without bot ships adjacent to bots ports, no. Has 5 or more ships in the map, no. Any main map sea zone without bot ships present to any main bot ships, yes. Place a ship in such a sea zone. So really the only place they can expand their ships, because they only have the one port, is they're going to expand from the Adriatic down into the central Med. So that's where their ship is now, which means now they're eligible to trade in the Adriatic Sea Zone. Well, they were too, but also Genoa, because they have a chain of ships. Genoa is now possible for the bot to trade on. Why are these up here? These should have been discarded. How did they get flipped around? That's interesting. Anyway, I think the bot is probably going to trade now. Play ship in zone. Any ships adjacent to pirates? No pirates in this game, right? Not yet. Nope. So draw a trade card. All bots are eligible to trade in the node, blah, blah, blah. So let's pull the card and see what we got. Spices. East. No bots can trade in any of those, I don't think. Alexandria is not on the board. So East Indies and Indian Ocean. That's a no. Poor bot. Sorry, bot. Not sorry, really. Okay. So then it's back around to me. I'm going to perform the change national focus. Oh, no. Hang on. I'm sorry. That was Austria bot. I need to do Denmark bot. So Denmark bot is pulling an event. Interesting. Cost them no bot power. And we got to see which one they're going to pick. So event already taken. No. So they're going to roll a die. I never like rolling them once. There we go. 3. 3 is pick rightmost revealed event. Gain 1 bot power if there's ducats. There are not. So they're going to choose this event, the Italian Wars. And is this an opponent's event? Yes. Resolve option B. Ease tension. Austria loses 1 prestige, but gains 2 influence in one of the areas above. You gain 1 diplomatic power. So Denmark bot is going to gain 1 diplomatic power, in this case 1 bot power. We're going to lose 1 prestige from Austria bot. And Austria is going to gain 2 influence in one of the areas above. Lombardy, Central Italy, or Venetia. I'm just going to go random here. So do those in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the last one. Oh, there's actually 4. Crap. Lombardy, Central India, Venetia, and Naples. So let's just do 1 through 4 until we get it. There we go. 3 is Venetia. I know that there's... Actually, you know what? When they have to make a realm choice, they have a chart for that. That's not random. So instead, let's take that 3. And I assume this is a diplomatic chart. So Bavaria, but they can't place in Bavaria, I don't think. Wait, no, Bavaria they can. Bavaria here, yeah. So they get to place 2 cubes into Bavaria, which I'm not a fan of, but they can. It was Bohemia that I have locked down. All right. So that has been completed. And I think the event action is done because Denmark bot does not have 10 or more bot power. So that is over. We now add some extra ducats to these, making them slightly more valuable. And we flip this. Ooh, it's Denmark's Fate of the Kalmar Union. Well, Denmark can't get it, which is good, because they would get 6 bot power, which is kind of crazy. Even though they'd get a lot of unrest, they'd get 6 bot power, which is a lot. So now I'm going to have to do one of these 2 events, because this one doesn't give me anything. If I take this, nothing good happens to me. If I take these, I can maybe get something. This one's useless. This one gives me 4 influence. I lose 2 prestige, but I get to put 4 influence on the board. Oh, but it's only a realm that has a royal marriage. Again, it doesn't do anything for me. Ugh. This is a bad set of choices. So B is just going to have no effect if the bot takes it. Anyway. It's back around to me, right? Because that was their event, yes. I think now I'm going to do a change national focus to move this over here. And that's my turn. And now we're on to Austria bot, who still has 11 bot power and has got a military, so they're going to bring themselves back into the game. And the military action, I think, is probably going to start with a army increase. They have 4 more bot power and available manpower, so they're going to spend 2 to increase their army to full strength. Oops, 8. And then they did that. Comes over here. Is the army on the board? No. Place army in own area closest to enemy. Check for maximum army capacity. Doesn't trigger a battle. So this is going to go into Austria proper. And hostile units or area less than or equal to 2 spaces away. Move army to enemy area in range. See, I don't know if they're supposed to stop in a neutral area. I think I'm doing that right. But it's not 100% clear. Because move to that area suggests that you go, but I think move is clear. Place is used in a different way. So, all right. So they have to stop. And triggers battle, no. So that's the end of Austria's turn. Denmark. Denmark still continues because they are at war. So they pull 1 more card here because they have 4 more ideas left. Unrest. They definitely need to do an unrest action. They have a lot of unrest. And I think this is just going to be remove 2 provinces with unrest owned by the bot. This is a relatively not super useful, not super in-depth event. They only get that 1 thing. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is in the solo area. I remember reading that they stop on, you know, there is 1 piece of that military chart that says place, or it's to defend maybe. Place army in own area. That is not a move. That is specifically different, right? So it's just weird that these armies take so long to get close to each other across this neutral area, like they're at war, and they keep doing this. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to need to take a loan. It's not happy times, but I'm going to do it. Because what I want... no, you know what? The free cannon means I don't have to take a loan, so let's not take a loan. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, okay. First off, I'm going to declare war, and that's going to cost me 1. Then I'm going to get a free raise army action. Then I'm going to have to spend 1 to move into the area where I'm declaring war, and then I'll have 2 left over to siege. And in that case, because I have at least 1 cannon, I'll be able to siege a total of 3 things. Don't want to get greedy. I think that's a good idea. So that should work. So I spent the 1. I get my declaration of war. I'm going to declare war on 3 different non-player realms in Lower Saxony. Actually, 2. We'll do Magdeburg, and we'll do the Hanover one, which I know I should remember, but I don't. Okay. So I've declared the 2 wars, which, as far as I can tell, you only need 1 military power to declare as many wars as you want. Then, because I didn't start a battle, because my army is over here in Pomerania, I am allowed to now take a free, quote-unquote, recruit action. Doesn't cost me any military power, but it does cost me my ducats. So I'm going to raise, I'm going to raise both of these guys to my army. Crap on a stick. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. Because if I take too many losses from this, I'm not going to be able to siege. I only need 1. If I take 2 losses, I'm okay. So I'm probably going to appoint this guy as my general and be Really hopeful that it doesn't backfire, because that guy's kind of weak, and I don't have a replacement. What does the interregnum do again? There's a card for it, right? I don't remember where, if it hides in this module somewhere. There's an interregnum. I thought I remember there's a card. I didn't even find one in my physical version. But let's see if it's obvious hiding under here somewhere. No. It's not obvious. I'm just going to look it up in the rules real quick. How bad would it be if I get an interregnum after winning the battle is the question. So, interregnum. Players with an interregnum lose a stability and flip all the... that's not good. All right, let's not risk the ruler. Let's just not. He's a square, though. Are any squares coming up? No, no squares are coming up. Okay. You know, we could do this in a different order. We could do this in a different order to get some free ducats, which would let me get the cavalry I want. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Instead of declaring war right now, I know I'm backtracking, I'm sorry. It'll give me a slightly better odds of succeeding in this if instead of declaring war, I take my event action and it just basically becomes a null action. The only question is, what do those things at the bottom mean? In this case, we have disloyal vassals. I have no vassals, right? No, not yet. I was thinking about it, but I don't have it yet. And the other symbol is native uprising, neither of which have any effect on me. So we're going to have to pick one. The disputed succession would cause me to take a free declare war action targeting only that realm. I would have to lose. Oh, but I get the 4 free. Oh, no, but I can't choose either of those, right? How? This is unpickable. So I guess we're just going to pick Burgundian Second Succession Crisis and trigger it. I get the 2 ducats. And in this case, this one and this one each get some more. All right, so let's check this one more time. All players with a royal marriage in Burgundy, nobody has it. France may place, France isn't in the game. Then unless you're France, you have a blah, 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 you get all the things. So I guess nothing happens. And then we do the bottom part, which is a native uprising, which has no effect because we have no colonists. And then a disloyal vassals, which has no effect because bots don't have vassals and I don't have vassals. And then triangles take some damage here. No triangles, thank God. What's the... that's actually going to go in here, I think. What's the next penalty? Is circles. So I'm going to lose my circle. No, Thomas! I'm going to lose Thomas. Oh, well. I'm going to need some more advisors next time. So, that was the event. I got the money I need, so the next time I declare war, I can take a cavalry and 2 infantry. And we'll see how that goes. Back to Austria bot. Austria bot is... Oh, and you know what I took the wrong thing. We know that... Crap, which one of them took their event? It was Denmark. Denmark took the event. That's right. So I've taken an event. Denmark took an event. So we're back to Austria bot. Austria bot is going to continue fighting because it's got 8. So, event. Look at that. And the event sequence is they roll a die. They always roll a die. No, flippy flip, and boom, 3. Pick the rightmost revealed event. So they're going to get 1 bot power. And then, let's see, they always take the B result against enemies. Support Swedish Pretender. If Denmark owns all blank, they may reject blank. If so, I think this is a no event, no effect. So any event that has no effect gives the bot 1 bot power and then resolve secondary effects. There's no secondary effects because the bottom is nothing. So Bot gets 1 bot power. And then we resolve the secondary effects on this card. Come here, you. Which is going to kill my advisor, the bastards. So first, France is going to expand. So where will they expand to? Let's say they go here. Makes sense to me. And then the advisor dies. Womp, womp, womp. All right, that's the end of Austria's event action. Now it's back around to me. Now I can do the declare war action and get the free recruit. Same way, except this time I'll get some cavalry. This is a bit of a risk, but I want to get that milestone for fighting 3, winning a battle against 3. So now I can spend 2 and 5. And hopefully the distribution of my army having better, setup will help me win against these rebels when I don't have a frickin' leader. Oh, that makes me so nervous. Oh, you're right. Do I have a CB? I don't have a claim there. Oh, I can't do that. All right, we'll have to wait. Thank you. So instead, that military power was just to raise my army, but I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I just pass then. Ugh. Because I have no unrest to suppress. Yeah, I don't want to do it without a CB. I need to get claims before I do it. I forgot I had claims for free automatically the last couple of times I had to do this. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, and the other CBs are obvious. They're not things that you find very often. Trying to find the list of them just so. Conquest requires a claim. Call to arms, no. General CB, no. Event, no. Disputed succession, no. Excommunication, no. Holy war, no. Imperial liberation. Yeah, none of those apply to me. No. So I think we're just going to pass and gain 5 ducats because holy moly, we need the ducats. And we got nothing else to do. So then it goes to Austria bot. Can they remove unrest from the Pomeranian provinces? Yes, they can. As far as I know, it just says remove unrest. So normally, you're right, a player would not be able to spend a military action to suppress unrest. This just says, oh, from places owned by a bot. Oh, that's a good point now that I think about it. Because occupied areas, it makes a big deal about the fact that they are not owned by anyone, right? Or maybe they're just not owned by the occupier. Let's look here. So, occupied provinces. An occupied provinces both has a de jure owner and a de facto owner and is therefore considered to have disputed ownership. In game terms, this means that such a province are not considered to be concluded in the terms own or realm. Okay, so yeah, they actually cannot do that. Thank you. That is a good point. I was thinking they'd get to ignore the rule because of reasons. So instead, when they got that unrest action, they would have put a core out because I don't think they have both their cores out. No, they only have core claim number 8. So we need to find claim number 7. That's the net effect of this. Oh, maybe they do have it out. Oh, no, there's 6. Oh, they do have both their cores out. So the only thing this would do would shift them around if there was a place they could get more money from. And there's not. Oh, so an unrest action would have resulted in perform second action on card. So they would have done a focus instead. Got it. And in that case, they would have gotten to tag an economic milestone and gotten only one bloody prestige from it, right? That's the bottom one. So they're the third to the party here. And then they get 2 bot power from that. Thank you, Sag. What would I do without you? All right, so now, where were we? I had passed, and now we're on Austria bot. So Austria bot is pulling their last card. Huh. I didn't even think that was possible. But it's because I've been taking out the correct number of cards each time. So diplomatic, and then I got to look up what happens there. So this is actually for real a diplomacy action. So do they have an alliance and a royal marriage on any NPR adjacent to them? No, that does not apply. Do they have an alliance on any NPR adjacent to them? No, that does not apply. Do they have 2 or more influence on any NPR? Yes. Select such an NPR with the highest tax income and then find out if an alliance is possible. An alliance is not possible because you can't have an alliance when you're at war. The bot has to be at peace in order to form an alliance. So place, no, that's a no. So any free space in the target's areas, yes. Add 2 influence in target's areas, prefer capital. So in this case, they're going to go 1, 2. And what areas where they have at least 2 have the highest? I think it's this one. Because Bavaria there, the blue and white checkered shield, of all the places where they have 2, that's the one that they can put. So it has space. So I think they only put the 1 in there because there's no other areas where Bavaria has any cubes. So let's see. Yeah, so Jason bot, yes. Alliance possible, no. Any free space, yes. Add 2. Alliance possible, no. Can enter royal marriage. I believe the answer is yes, because royal marriage doesn't require you to be at peace. So they roll a 1 or a 2, a 5 or a 3 to a 6. Place a royal marriage on target's capital. Okay, so Austria bot got a royal marriage with Bavaria. Congratulations, you two. I'm sure you're going to have a lovely, lovely life. Okay, so that was their diplomacy. Now I got to quickly look up what happens when a bot runs out of cards. I don't know if you shuffle them or not. Used bot cards are reshuffled. Any cards that are not reshuffled are removed from the age. But what happens if a bot can't pull a card? Is that listed maybe on the bot sheet? Has any cards left? Oh, they just score prestige if they run out of cards. That's where it is. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Okay, Austria bot is up. They got cards left. And, oh, they're going to use the convert one, I think. Let's see. The convert action. Any areas with religious dissent? Yes. Is Catholic? Yes. And all its areas are Protestant or vice versa? No. All provinces in a dissenting area owned by the bot or by realms with the state religion? Yes. Convert area to state religion and score 2 points. Bastard. So this is the area where they're converting because it's all controlled by them, and they get to score 2 points for doing it. The Pope is very happy with you. Congratulations, you're a winner. And that convert cost them 1, which I always seem to forget to do right away like I should. And that's the end of their turn. And it's back around to me, and I've already passed, so now it's back to Austria. They spend 1 bot power and score a prestige. Bastards. Back around to Denmark, who pulls a card. Unrest, because that's 8. They have 11 that have been removed because they pulled all those damn focuses, I guess. Oh, you're saying I'm giving them too much bot power. You might be... Well, no, they would just pull back some influence, would they not? I could be wrong. So the argument that Sedge is making is that because I'm not using the cubes over here, the bots have too many cubes total. They should have 30 total. So here's what I was doing to keep track of that. Whatever cubes I have on the board, this is what I should have total here. So they have 8 on the board. I'm counting it correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the other Austria cubes? Oh, there's 1. So now, yes, they should have 7 on the board. or here, but I want to see 6. So we might be missing a cube somewhere. Oh, no, is up here. It's in the papal things. So if this is greater than 23, and you're right, I should have been checking this, then I've got a problem. In this case, though, this is not greater than 23, so I'm okay. Meanwhile, for Denmark, wow, they really only have 3 cubes on the board. Yeah, they have 1, 2, and then they have a papal thing up here. So, yeah, they have 27 possible over here. So thank you for reminding me, because I did mean to check that. It's true that because I'm using the calculators, I could potentially be screwing myself up here. Anyway, we just pulled this Denmark card, right? Because they'd got an unrest, which I think is not going to have an effect now that they've fixed their unrest, and we determined, yes, it's going to do second action on card. So in this case, they're going to spend 1, discard an administrative power, and then they get a cube on expansion, and this leaves their deck. Now this is... Wait, where's their idea card? Did they use the idea card this turn? It must be in here. Yeah, the idea card should actually be down here. Ideas and events are always shuffled back in, so I want to make sure I do that. Okay, so Denmark bot was done with their focus on expansion. Then it comes back to me. I've passed. We go back to Austria bot, and Austria bot just goes ahead and gets another prestige. And Denmark bot, come on, you got to pass soon, Denmark bot, because then Austria bot will be forced to be done. But Denmark bot has a military action, which costs him 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So the military action, they've got 7. They're at war. Is their army size more than twice the size of the target? No. So they're going to... they do not have 4 bot power left, so they're not going to raise their army any larger. Is their army on the board? Yes. Check for maximum army capacity. It is down to 3. So 1, 2, hold on. What's up? Oh.
Oh my God, they're delicious.
Save it for later. All right. No, it's on my desk. Just put it on a plate upstairs.
Eat it. Everyone will eat it.
All right. Cover it with something. All right, so my wife just made me a donut. Thank you. Or a cream puff, whatever you want to call it. So oh my God. These are their 3 that are not laying down. That's how we're keeping track of that. So their maximum army capacity is not great. So anyway, we checked that. Can siege in current area? No. Hostile units or areas less than or equal to 2 spaces away. Actually, yes. There's a Denmark, there's an Austrian army right there, but you really shouldn't go for that one, but he's going to, because it's 3 to 8 instead of 7 to 8. So Austria bot is going to go for it, and they're probably going to lose the war as a result. Let's find out. So it's just 5 to 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for Denmark's losses. 1, 2 hits against Denmark. All right. Denmark's hitting back and hit a maximum of 3. They only hit 1. And then, was it cold in the basement at the club last night? Hey, Blast Pop. It was, yes, it was not that cold, actually. I brought a space here. I didn't think I'd need it. All right, 1 more for, that kills off the 1 last Denmark here. And then that Denmark gets to hit back with potentially 1 more hit against Austria. And they got it. So they got 1 more against Austria. Yeah, so I thought it would be cold, but I didn't actually need it because we closed the door at the top of the stairs and it was fine. So we got to play Europa Universalis in person yesterday for the first time. And we got through 2 rounds in about 4 hours of an 8-round game. We got through 1/4 of the game in 4 hours. So if we had a long day, We could maybe do it. Long, long day. But, I mean, I think things would speed up. We had 3 people, 1 person who had read the rules besides me, and 2 other people who were brand new. So it took what it took. The goal was to learn the game, so hopefully we can play it in person more. All right. So, yeah, it is funny how often I call them both Austria Bot. They're not both Austria Bot. Red Austria Bot and White Austria Bot. That's my 2 enemies. Okay. So that battle went pretty horribly because they lost 1, 2, 3. So now Denmark Bot army comes off the board. Unfortunately, I think this is going to wind up with another white piece. So that was their military thing, and it was a disaster, so they didn't get the free bot power. So it comes back around to me. I passed. Austria Bot gets another prestige. And then Denmark Bot has to pass because they've taken an event, and their spent bot power is greater than what they have left, and they do not have at least 4 left, so they go to event. They have picked the event, so they pass, and they gain 1 bot power for being the first one to pass. And we mark them on here. And technically, Austria is here now. Austria gets 1 more turn to gain another prestige. And then they are also going to pass. So they're third. So before I forget, I'm giving myself first player. That happened. All right. So now we've got to do this potentially convoluted situation where we're resolving pieces here. Played EU4 on the computer instead, huh? All right. Let's see. Sequence. Peace and Rebels. Remove, cast a spell 8 intruses, NPR invasions. Neither of those apply. Rebel siege removed. There are no rebels. So we go to peace resolution. And we have to do this in a particular order while defending the... blah, blah. So automatic white peace. Neither side occupies any... So there's no automatic white peace. There's no total victory. So we check partial victory. If the enemy is a player realm, your deployed units must outnumber the enemy 2 to 1. That's not true in either case. But I think, let's see, this is 5. Peace. Follow normal rules for peace resolution. Use this chart each time it's a bot's turn to resolve one of its wars. So the first one would be Austria Bot. Automatic white peace, no. Has achieved a total victory against the enemy, no. At war with the human player, no. At war with the bot. Is their army greater than the bot's army? Yes, 6 to 4. Tax value of enemies de jure province occupied by bot is greater than, no. Does it have 2 or more unrest in its areas? No. Bot will not offer or enforce peace. So from Denmark Bot's perspective, no white peace, at war with the bot. The answer to this one is no. Tax value of enemy's province occupied is greater than, no. Bot offers white peace. White peace would only be accepted if they cannot enforce peace and have 2 or more unrest in areas where they don't have claims. So that is not true either. So no peace concluded. It just continues on, as I kind of thought it might. Okay. Sorry, Mark. I forgot. I remembered somebody was Blast Pop, but I couldn't remember who it was. I was like, who else is on there? So, yeah, we played Europa Universalis on one table with 4, with Neil and James and I. And then there was a new guy there, Patrick, that played with Marshall and Jeff. They played Churchill at the other table. Because even though we had 2 copies, we realized that between Chris and I, we would need both of us to know the rules well enough at a single table rather than have him try to run a table and me try to run a table of this. It is complicated as heck. Anyway, so we've finished the peace resolution, and the resolution is there's no peace. Prestige penalties, there are none. Interregnums, there are none. Religious dissent in areas following a different religion from your state religion, That is not true in this case. Gain or remove unrest. If at war, 2 unrest is added. So the bots have to add 2 unrest. In this case, I guess Austria would do it in this area and then... Or no, they would do it in the area already containing unrest, so it's easier to put down should rebels rise up. And then Denmark would probably do it here. So they gained the unrest. And now we roll rebel dice for everybody. So Austria, 1, 2, 3, 4 rebel dice. Come on, hit them hard. So there's 1 rebellion, and they lose 1 monarch power. And the rebellion, oh, against bots, it actually has an effect, doesn't it? I don't think this little player aid I have shows rebel results, but I could be wrong. I'm just going to look up real quick for the first time. Battle sequence, warfare, recruit units. I don't think it has rebels. Shows what happens with rebels and sieging. Okay, there's rebel dice. So, bot rolls. If possible, apply in area with bot's army. We can't apply it in the area with the bot's army. If province gets liberated, place causes a claim in the area. So I guess we follow the regular rebel rules with that one addendum. So that having been said, the regular rebel rules on a rebellion, you must assign each rebellion to one of your things. If you assign it to a core province, you must place a rebel town. Oh, so they would place a rebel town, I guess. Immediately on one of these. And that means Austria has to block off one of these spaces. Not good for them. Very bad. Yeah, no, Mark, I've made that joke before. Right now I'm playing a computer game based on a board game based on a computer game based on a board game. So, yeah. That is and I think Jeff said, or maybe James said, that they still own the original the original board game for EU. So, okay, we've got rebels for Denmark now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Denmark rebel rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be bad for Denmark as well. Their army is away. That is considered a blank, exhaust, lose, remove unrest. So Denmark loses 1 bot power, and they get to also fix 1 unrest. And this, they would choose to do it here, because when you roll rebel rolls, you can actually use it on occupied areas, as I recall. Okay, so that's rebel dice. I'm getting a little better with the rebel dice now. I understand more about how they work with the bots. Okay, now we go to income and upkeep. Can take loans during this phase. Do I want to cut costs? No, I don't want to cut costs. So my income is 8, which is unfortunately didn't grow anywhere. It's actually +2 for my stability, so that's 10. That's good. -2, 3, 4, and then rounding up for the half of my ship is 5. So I gained 5. I'll take it. It's because all my advisors are gone and my army isn't raised. And next, I don't think there's anything else. I did my military maintenance. There's no plague. There's no interest on loans. So that's me. Now we go to monarch power. And my monarch power is 3 admin. And then 3 diplomatic. Boy, that's not a lot, huh? But it's enough to get me a claim. And 3 military. This is going to be a militaristic situation. In fact, I might get a mercenary or 2. Because I have so much military. I actually have the capacity to gobble up more of this if I have the military to do it. So we'll see. I really could use it because, boy, howdy, I spent an entire turn spinning my wheels. I mean, I did get cannons, and I did get a really solid alliance with Bohemia, which I could call to war to help me against the NPRs, but I'd lose 2 diplomatic power. I don't want to do that. So anyway, That's my thing. Now the bots have to gain their bot power. And in this case, because I'm playing on hard, they get 8 each. Uh, 9. There we go. I thought it'd be faster to do it that way. It's faster to click. All right. And they discard all their spent power. And they don't have positive or negative stability. Papal Controller receives 1 extra power. In this case, it is Denmark bot. And then Emperor rolls a die to see what happens to the Imperial Authority. It's a 3. Is it greater than or equal current by 2 or more? Current plus 2. So it would have to be a 4 in order to raise it. So nothing happens because it needed to be a 4 or greater to raise it. Okay, well, the Emperor's still weak. That's kind of good for me. He still gains 1 extra bot power. And score prestige. Uncontested Papal Controller. No. 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 Crusades, Power Struggles. No. So we go to cleanup. Allied units and armies go to available. Update manpower. Does that happen here? Let's see. 8 and 2 is 10. They've still got 10. Here, though. Oh, wait a minute. After Rebel dice happened after prestige penalties. Interesting. So the new rebels don't cost them for occupying. But here it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is the same as they had before. Should have been the same as they had before. Why are they missing 1? Oh, well. They should have had 9 and not 8. I just miscalculated it last turn. They didn't gain anything this turn, did they? I don't think so. Anyway, they should be at 9. Losing this didn't actually hurt them. So that's far. All right, that's updating manpower. Refresh half of exhausted units. In my case, I don't have any exhausted units. Repair heavy ships. Refresh merchants. Yes, I got to refresh my merchant here in Vienna. Discard bot colonists. Oh, I got to remove that from my change to national focus slot. There's just so much upkeep in this game. Oh my God, there's so much upkeep. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's like 25 things to check just in the cleanup phase alone. Remove tags from committed to peace. Adjust imperial stuff. Remove plague. Remove that. Reshuffle bot decks. So as I understand it, the idea and event always go back. And then we take half of these rounded up, which I believe is the case. Oh. 4. So they've got 6 coming up. Maybe I should keep these face down. They've got 6 coming up. We'll see what that does with these. They have this, so that goes here. And then this is flipped, and 3 go here. And these 3 go out. All right. Bot decks have been reshuffled. Discard down to 5 action cards. Done. New round. You can spend influence for call to arms. Yes, I know you can spend influence to call to arms. I don't want to risk allowing Austria bot to get any influence in here. I'm at the max, the minimum I need in order to vassalize all of these things. What I need now is a royal marriage card. So that's what I'm looking for next turn. If I can get a royal marriage card, I can vassalize them, which will significantly increase my manpower. Because it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll get me to here, which is an extra 3 ducats and 3 manpower. Considering I only have 4, that's a pretty big expansion of my manpower. But that won't take effect until the following round, which is why it would have been great if I could have done it last round. But I never got that royal marriage card. Never got it. All right. And it's still not in the top couple of cards. So it's got to be in here. I got to try pulling for it this time. All right. So, the situation as it currently stands. I'm still hoping to get victorious in battle and acquire subjects this round. It won't give me a lot of prestige because the bots have already taken it. I'll get 3 here and 2 here. That's still not nothing. And, oh, I already got this. I just didn't move it over. That was officially completed. And the ones I completed should have unlocked 2A and 2F, and I think I already did that last time. There is no 2F here. But now I've unlocked 2E and 2I. So here's 2E, here's 2I. So these are missions I can choose next time. Become Emperor! Not anytime soon. Imperial Religious Unity. State religion is counter-reformed or Protestant. So that's also not anytime soon. So we've King of Prussia, owner vassalized 2 provinces, and have a manpower of 6+. Oh, I should get +1 manpower when I refresh it this turn, because I gained this at the start of this turn and at the start of this round, and at the end of this round, it would have finally actually refreshed, given me the new available manpower. So now I have 5 manpower, which is still not enough to get King in Prussia, but once I do, I'll get another manpower. Once I get to 6, I'll get to 7 manpower immediately. So that's good news, but I'm getting to the end of Age 1, and I haven't made as much progress as I'd hoped. So this last round is going to hopefully be very good for me. I want to take at least 3 provinces in this area, and I will vassalize Bohemia. I think I can, with this extra manpower, I might be able to take 4 provinces in this area, which would be very good. That would get me up to 5 manpower plus 2 plus 1. So, and that would get me up to 8. That's not bad. Plus whatever my vassal gives me, which is an extra 3, I think we determined. So I get to 11. That would actually put me on par with the damn Danes. I could actually do something with them. So Age 2 will be the battle to fight the Danes, I guess. Whew. All right. You know what? Mark says, sounds like the game needed some added development time and it has 25 steps in the cleanup phase. It had a lot of development. This is the game they wanted to make. I mean, look, allied units go from armies to available because they don't want allied units to be free to keep from round to round. So instead you have to raise them up next turn. Update manpower has to be done. This is the one time when if you gained resources, if you gained regions under your control, now you get more manpower. Refresh half your exhausted units. That's how you get units back. This is the time you'd have to do that. Repair heavy ships. Technically, I guess refresh units and repair heavy ships could kind of combine into one thing. Refresh merchants could also kind of be combined in there, but it's still another step you have to do. Add colonists based on the number of colonial claims you got. Remove alliances between bots and player realms or between dynamic non-player realms with attack and tax income of more than 10, because they can't let you have an alliance that lasts for a long time with a large dynamic non-player realm. It's too strong. Remove all plague from the map. This is the only time to do it. Adjust imperial influence and redistribute. This is the only time to do it. It's just a complex game. Really, none of these things could be removed. Some of these things are quote unquote advanced rules, like 1 or 2 that wouldn't be if you don't use the advanced rules. But actually, so I should rephrase. In that 25, I was counting like 7 that are in the end of age routine. The end of round routine is more like 15 or so. Anyway, next time on the ambitious Margrave, which will be hopefully in a little bit. I feel like I really want to continue this and see what next round shapes up to be. So how is our time here today? We did 1 round in... Where's my timer? There it is. 1 hour, 33 minutes. We shaved a half hour off of our progress from last time. Pretty good. We did 2 hours for 1 round in the previous one. So this is good. Maybe next time we can get it down to an hour per round. And then we'll be really moving through. So I'm going to get lunch. We're going to come back and play some more. Let's say 1 o'clock. Seems like a good time. So that's about 1 hour and 15 minutes from now. Have a good one, everybody. Catch you later. See you, Mark.